Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining the BACP Remote Small Business Expo. My name is Marty Malone with the Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection. Before we get started, I want to provide some information. This webinar offers closed captioning. To enable closed captioning, click on the live transcript button on the bottom of your screen and choose your preferred method. We encourage attendees to ask questions. Please use the chat box on the right side of your screen to send your questions. There will be a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. And now we will start the Digital Marketing for Your Business webinar presented by the Women's Business Development Center and Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. And I will let the Women's Business Development Center get started.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Regina Williams, and I am with the WBDC, the Women's Business Development Center. And what we do, we're a nationally recognized leader in the field of women's business development and economic empowerment. We provide coaching, strategic, one-on-one and group-based advising, digital learning, as well as WBE certification across 9 states and financial education, all for small businesses. So we do have a number of services to offer, but today we're here to talk about digital marketing strategy and implementation. And so we can move forward with that discussion. On the next slide here, you will see that digital marketing is more than social media. A number of times when we talk about digital marketing, we tend to narrow that discussion to simply what to do on our social media channels. However, there are a number of different platforms and devices, data, as well as technology that come into play when we're talking about a comprehensive digital marketing strategy. When we think about, on the next slide here, strategy and implementation, there really isn't one way to approach digital marketing. In fact, there are a number of components involved in an effective digital marketing strategy. As you see here on the slide, we have our website, our electronic devices. We have to analyze our strategy. We have to also develop content that's engaging. So the key is to use multiple digital marketing channels when we are creating a well-rounded strategy that will yield the best results. The idea really is thinking about the type of business that you have, as well as who your target customer is, and taking your marketing to your customer, where they are. Everyone isn't on Facebook. Everyone isn't on TikTok. Everyone won't visit your website, for example. And so how do you reach the people that you need to reach in terms of your marketing strategy? The first thing that I'd like to say here is you need to do sort of an audit of what you're already doing marketing-wise and what is working and what's not working. You need to also know who your target audience is. And it's more than just saying that you market to women or you market to men. It gets really specific as it pertains to digital marketing because the competition is massive. Everyone is trying to take advantage of your attention and trying to get you to do something. And so your content, your ads, your SEO, and your overall campaign all needs to be specifically targeted. Here are a few things that you want to consider. As you see here on the marketing wheel, all of these different ways to think about your marketing strategy. Your website content really needs to match what your email marketing is going to be, or what your podcast is all about, or what you're going to blog about. Everything needs to work together on this wheel in regards to developing your strategy. A digital marketing strategy it's comprehensive in the sense that a lot of what you're using is relatively new and continues to change. Platforms change, the popularity of different channels change. And so you have to, in addition to implementing a marketing strategy, you have to stay on top of what's happening in the digital marketing space. So this is just a slide that you all will have to sort of start to plan your strategy. Will you use your website? Will you use email marketing? Will you do social media marketing at all? Those are very important considerations. So what you want to think about, and I'll kind of end my presentation here, which is just a summary of what digital marketing is all about. You want to think about the appropriate strategy for your business, for the size of your business, and for reaching your customer. Those are very important considerations, as well as establishing a budget, because marketing can be as little or as much as you'd like to make it. So establish a budget for creating your campaign. The last thing that I will say and close out with is digital marketing isn't easy, no matter what anyone will tell you. You can do it yourself. However, when it starts to get a little complex, you may want to consult with someone to help you with implementing your strategy. Be careful, however, in this digital marketing space, there are a number of options, and some are not necessarily viable for your business. So do your homework, do your research, and you can develop a great marketing strategy.
Thank you, Regina. And next up is Audria with Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses.
Thank you, Regina. That was actually very good. It was amazing. And I'm gonna, for everybody's purpose, I am going to kind of tie into what Regina said and piggyback off of everything she said. So she did talk about digital marketing, and I agree with everything that she said, and I may reiterate some of the things that she mentioned as well. But I wanted to, I mean, we talk about digital marketing, but I did want to kind of go over like exactly what is digital marketing. We talk about it a lot, and you know, it really is promoting your brand or your service, and your goal is to target potential customers. And basically, it's using the internet and other forms of digital communication. That pretty much summarizes what digital marketing is, but it can be very tricky, as Regina said, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I do believe, you know, to Regina's point, you really have to kind of narrow down what's appropriate for your business, and for the size of your business, and then really what's your budget and who your customer is. That is core. Who's your customer base? And then go from there. But I will say, I really believe it's vital. You don't have to dive into every form of social media, but I think you need some form of it. And you need to really kind of dive into what is going to be beneficial for your business specifically. But you need something. And digital content has become, and marketing online, it just really has become commonplace. And if anybody's doing business with you, they kind of expect it because they want to see your presence somewhere, whether it's a website, whether you are on Instagram, something, and I will say LinkedIn or whatever that, whatever's going to be beneficial and appropriate for your business, but they want to see you present somewhere and in some form and capacity. And to her point, Regina's point, you have to understand what's going to be, what your capabilities are. And I'll talk about that in the next couple slides. But because there's so many possibilities with digital marketing, you can really become creative and experiment with what's going to work for you. And especially if you're going to do it yourself, and or if you hire someone else to kind of do it. Campaigns are really good. And you can develop a campaign, a small campaign, even if you're a small business, develop some sort of campaign. And you can do it through free and or paid channels. But you really have to think about, you know, what is it that you want and what are you trying to achieve? So we can go to the next slide. And so why is it important and what are the benefits of it? you can focus your efforts only on who you're targeting. So think about, if you are a small business and I'm targeting my area only before I branch out, you need to really think about who your customer is. And I say that because a lot of times I encounter people or business owners that say, I want everybody. Well, no, you can't market to everybody. So you really have to focus your efforts on who your customer base is. And I think every business that is out there, every business, every brand, every service has to do the homework and understand who their client base is. And that's who you advertise to. It's also more cost effective than some other marketing methods. And that is because if you're on Instagram, for instance, that's free. If you're on Facebook, there's no charge for that mostly, unless you're advertising on Facebook. But things like that, Twitter, LinkedIn, those are free ways to market your business and or your brand. Unless you decide I'm going to dive into something paid. But that helps you, with your business. Digital marketing, it evens the playing field. And I really believe it does, because larger brands are using Instagram, larger brands are using TikTok, larger brands are using LinkedIn, et cetera. And you as a business owner, you have access to those platforms. So it really, digital marketing evens the playing field within your industry, and it allows you to compete with the larger brands that are out there. And it's easier to adapt and change digital marketing, because if you have a strategy, all it takes is you going on and changing who you're targeting, change the the dynamic of it, change a flyer, change this, change that. So it's easier to adapt if this isn't working, to make changes to digital marketing, instead of versus you getting something that you printed out, you pay for it, now there's an error, a typo, or this isn't working, now I have to pay somebody to do it again. So I would say it's definitely adaptable. And digital marketing can improve your conversion rate and the quality of your leads. And what does that mean? The conversion rate means that you're changing the potential customer to an actual customer. So with digital marketing, because you're targeting who you specifically want as your client or your customer base, you're targeting them. And then once you hit the target, then you're now converting them from just being a targeted potential customer to an actual customer that uses your product, buys your product, uses your brand, services your brand. So that's what that means. And then you can engage audiences at every stage with digital marketing. So meaning from beginning to end, you can engage a customer, meaning I just launched this product. Then to the point of it's doing well. So now my product is doing well. Thank you guys. Now I have a sale. And then you can actually give results of your efforts. So results of a sale. Or if you had a campaign going, how's it going? So at every stage of your marketing, you can engage the audience and let them know how you're doing and keep them engaged in what's happening as you go along. A couple of other points, and I didn't put on here every form of digital marketing. These are just some of the key ones that you probably are more familiar with without diving into some of the others. I have a brief marketing wheel on the right, but I just wanted to kind of briefly give you guys an example of and a brief definition of some of the more common forms of digital marketing, like SEO. Some of you, I'm sure, have heard what SEO is. It's a process of improving the quality and quantity of website and or page from search engines. And I put an example, Google, Yelp. If you have a website, and I honestly believe having a web page and a website presence for any business, this is just my belief, for any business or service is critical. I mean, you can have a lawn care business that, of course, you're not doing a lot of business on the lawn care business, but just to have a page, a presence there, people have some place to go and see who you are. I mean, you can use it to showcase your work, the clients you've had, but there's a presence there. And when people search you and search your business, they see you. They see you being present on Yelp. They see you being present on, Google. Content marketing focuses on creating, fishing, and distributing content for a target audience online. So when you think about content marketing, and I'm really kind of breezing through these, it's basically fishing. You're looking for the people that are in your target audience, your target market, and it's specific to them. So my content is targeted towards that group. Social media marketing. This is a form of digital marketing that leverages the power of popular social media networks. So you all know, most people have been on Facebook, LinkedIn, as I've mentioned before, and now TikTok is a great form. I didn't, kind of mention it, and TikTok is not for everybody. But if you have a product that you want to get recognized, do a quick TikTok video, a brand you want people to be aware of. That's part of, the social media marketing that's out there. One of the other things that I think is interesting now, that when you post, if you have an account, your business account, for Facebook, you can link it to Instagram. So when you post on Facebook, it automatically goes to Instagram, and vice versa. If you post on Instagram, it automatically goes to Facebook. So that's another way that you can use, and you don't have to necessarily connect everything yourself. Affiliate marketing, this is very easy. This is when somebody searches for the product that they enjoy, they promote it, and then they earn a piece of the profit from each sale they make. This, as a small business owner, you may or may not want to do this, but just know and understand what it is, kind of key and vital. Pay per click, an advertiser pays each time, their product is clicked. Or so if it's advertised, every time somebody clicks that product, they're paid. And it has been pretty effective for a lot of business owners and companies. Email marketing, if you have an email list and you want people to be aware of your new products, your services, sales, anything you have coming up, an event, this is email marketing, which most of us know. And then SEM, this is basically marketing business using paid ads and on a search engine. And we see a lot of this on Facebook. I'm using Facebook because most of us are on it. And as we scroll through now, you see a lot of advertising. People pay for that. And to just really quickly give you a brief idea of our program. The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. I'm the outreach director. My name is Audrey Green Hawkins. And we have a free, no charge, 13-week peer-to-peer learning curriculum for small business owners that meet the criteria. And I'll go over that in a second. And it's 13 weeks. It goes through every aspect of your business. And the goal of it is to help you come up with a growth plan and recognize and write on paper your growth plan and how to scale your business. So we help you understand, a lot of times people are busy. They don't have time they know where they want to go. They know what they want to do, but they don't have time to actually do it because they're working in the business. So we help you work on your business and not in your business. So that's where we come in, and we give you a business advisor that's dedicated to you. And we also help provide access to capital and network. These are some of the topics that we cover during the 13 weeks. Again, we cover almost every aspect of business. Our program is designed for business owners that have gotten their business up and running. And you're now making some money, but I want to grow it and I want to scale it. But how do I do that? It's functioning. The bones are there, but how do I structure the business now? So that's where we come in, and you can see the topics here, from everything from growth and opportunity. There are money and metrics to being bankable. You are the lender to negotiating to forecasting. These are the qualifications for our program. And the 4 basic criteria are: you have to be the owner or co-owner. You have to have 2 years in business, annual revenue of 75,000 plus, and you have to have 2 full-time employees. But you can consider yourself a full-time employee, or if you have yourself and then 2 part-timers, they would equate to a full-timer. So our next cohort starts in January. We have one that starts in September, but that one we've already closed. The next cohort after that starts in January, and it runs through April. The deadline to apply, you can apply now online. And then the deadline is the first week in October. I don't have the specific date yet, but you can apply anywhere from now until then. So we're taking applications. And that is me on the left. I'm Audrey Green Hawkins, and I'm the outreach director for Goldman Sachs. And my email is agreenhawkins@ccc.edu. And my phone number is 773-425-0888. Thank you.
First question. What website builder would you recommend to somebody?
You can use anybody. When I had my website built for my business, I used a person that had a communications company, and I had her build it because I wanted her to understand what I wanted and my needs. So I used a company called Cascade Communications. But if you know somebody that can use it, and we're through Wix.
I was going to also suggest a site like Wix, where essentially you are dragging and dropping, the pieces of your website together using the platform basically that they offer. But also there are a number of people who are building websites for free on WordPress. So that's another platform. And then depending on what your product or service is, you could also use Shopify as well. So these are platforms that you can go in yourself to use, or you can contract with someone who is more familiar with those platforms to build your site for you.
Thank you. Here's a really good question. If marketing to senior citizens, what digital tools have seemed to work best? If any digital tools.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. You'd be surprised at the demographic on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, for that matter. The age range for TikTok is, is broadening, let's say that. But specifically in terms of senior citizens, I would say Facebook, if you were to use a platform at all, but also Google. You can rank your site in Google for something that senior citizens are looking for, and your site will come up and they will be able to click on it. And that has to do with your SEO campaign. So that's really important. SEO is going to be important across the board in attracting the audience that you'd like to attract.
Somebody named Joel asked for an example of affiliate marketing. And then Joel, I just want to let you know that Regina put in some great examples in the chat box. So if you want to click that, about three things down from your original question. This seems like a question for Goldman Sachs. How many applicants are accepted into the program in January?
About 40.
Got it. Another question. If my business has not generated the $75,000 revenue, can I still participate?
Unfortunately, ours is the 75,000 minimum. There are other programs that are out there until you get to that process, until you get to that point. But ours is 75,000 because we would like for the businesses to have already started generating money, and then we're going to help you grow it. And I understand that has been a challenge for some, but our goal is for those that are up and running and already making money. Now we're going to help you grow it from that point. But there are, I have resources that I can provide that are for businesses that are trying to get to that point.
And like Audrey said, the WBDC does have some of those, if you will, feeder programs, that prepare you for programs such as Goldman Sachs. But we do work with startups and emerging businesses, as well as businesses that are looking to scale. And so if you contact me, I can let you know about all of our programs. Or, of course, you can go to our website, which is wbdc.org, and look at some of our cohorts that are coming up and actually accepting applications on a rolling basis.
I agree, because we partner with you guys as well with WBDC. They're one of the ones on my list for women that I recommend. Which is a great choice. For those also that are looking, the Sunshine Enterprises is also a good one. They have different feeder programs as well. And it just depends on your needs, because I have different ones, like some are financial, some are not. But those two, Sunshine Enterprises is a really good one, and so is WBDC.
Yeah, and we also partner with Sunshine, and thanks for mentioning that, Audrey. we partner with Sunshine and the Chicago Urban League to offer a mentorship program that might be just right for your business. It really just depends on where you are in business, but it's a 12-month program where you're working directly with successful business owners to help sort of guide your progress through developing your own business.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's a great one.
Yeah, that was great. A few people are adding in other websites or other services, I should say, that they helped build their websites with. We've got Squarespace, Canva, and Google Sites also.
Okay.
Next question. Where do you recommend going for a professional email address? So I assume this question's like, some people judge you if you have a hotmail.com email address. So what's your guys' recommendation for a professional email?
I will give mine. I Hotmail is not one I probably would say, but I don't know. I feel like Gmail is a little bit more acceptable. Outlook is also a good one, and the domains. So if you want to go through, if you have a website and you want to have your email go through your website, that'll connect to your. So when they email you through your website, it can connect to your personal email and hit you there. That's also a good one. Like it can be, your business name. A lot of people have info at whatever their website is, or they'll have their name. Like I may have AG Hawkins at mybusiness.com. That's my opinion, but I definitely think, and I would say no names that are risque, but
Right. That's true.
none of those, because I do see those, and I'm like, And I would also try to stay away from something that's complicated. If you can. Something that's really simple, easy, people can get it. Okay, this is my email. Mine is my name. It's long, but it's my name.
First of all, I agree with Audrey in saying that going to one of the web hosting services, as far as having a more professional look, is probably the best way to go. Of course, you can use Gmail. I have used it in a professional sense myself, but I'm going to put a link, if I can, in the chat, and it will list the 10 best web hosting services. One that I've used, Bluehost. I've also used HostGator, and I've also used GoDaddy to secure a domain and then have an email attached with that. And those are services for which you have to pay, but still something that you need to really look into in terms of appearing as professional as possible.
I agree. Awesome. And Wix has that as well. So Wix, yes. You can go through Wix domain too, because I do that as well. And like I said, Outlook is also good too.
Right. And then I just moved the slide back one because a few people were asking for the website for the 10K small businesses. Next question. I'm sure this is referring to the program on the screen. Is this an all online program? If no, will any of the training sessions be held in a wheelchair accessible building? Thank you.
For which program? For the Goldman Sachs one?
Yeah, for Goldman Sachs for the 10K.
That one is it's an in-person cohort. It's an in-person cohort that we meet every Friday from 8:30 to 5:30. Your cohort is your group that you're with for 13 weeks. We also have a national program that is online virtual. It's basically the same structure, a little bit different. It's a different vibe and feel only because it's virtual versus being in person with your group. But right now we're meeting. We have a national cohort which is virtual, and we also have the in-person cohort which is every Friday, 8:30 till 5:30 at Harold Washington College downtown. And we provide all food and we provide all meals that day, meals, snacks, drinks.
Great.
I'd like to add, if I could, that
please.
The WBDC offers programs that are remote as well as in person, as we're starting to get back into in-person meetings, but we do have virtual cohorts as well for each of our programs. And so that's definitely an option to prepare and grow your business.
Awesome. Next question. What do either of you know a good site to market your business to the Spanish speaking population?
I do not. I can ask, though, there is someone I can ask at the HCC, Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I can ask.
Mhm.
Yeah, me as well. I mean, there are a number of services and sites that can be used. And if I could, whomever that person is, if you get in touch with me, I will put together a list for you so that you can have those resources as well.
And then the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce might be a good start as well.
Definitely.
Yep.
And I think we've got time for just a couple more questions. Can the owner of a business send their CFO for all the Goldman Sachs training?
Yep. One person from the business can, as long as it's the same person, yep, they can attend the cohort. They would apply and then that person would be attending the cohort.
Can somebody, I forget which one of you ladies mentioned this, but the date and location of the seminar at Harold Washington?
And it starts in January of 2024. Like we have one starting September through December, but that one is closed. That one closed June 6th, the deadline. So we're now accepting applications for the January one. So we're accepting applications January through the first week in October for that cohort that starts January. And that one goes, I want to say the third week of January, roughly until mid-April. And then there's graduation.
Could you guys give examples of like what types of businesses might be best suited for each specific social media? Like, is there a business that should really do, let's say, Instagram, but not care about the others? Or is there a business that should really focus on Facebook, or LinkedIn? You know, do each of them have kind of their own specialty?
I think that they have their own sort of audience base. And so I wouldn't look at it so much as what's the best one to market on. I would look more so as where are your customers? Are they more likely to be on LinkedIn or are they more likely to be on Instagram or Facebook, for example? I think looking at it from that perspective, you'll have a better result.
Agreed. Very well said.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
She summed it up for me.
Perfect. All right. Well, Regina and Audria, thank you both so much. That concludes our final webinar for the Expo.